Good morning, Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning here. We are in Estacada, Oregon this morning. Got some instructions from the homeowner. They left a key here for us to get in. But what we are going to be cleaning, well, I should say first off, whenever the customer leaves a key, whether it be a realtor or a homeowner, I always leave the key on the counter. I just had a protocol, so I always know where the key is. I'm not carrying it around with me. I don't have any chances of losing it, putting it down somewhere, not remembering where it was. It's always on the kitchen counter. So, came in, unlocked, put the key there. That's the first thing I do. And so the note that I got of what we're going to be cleaning today is we're going to be cleaning this front room area. We're going to give it a good vacuum. Push this furniture around. There's only 3 pieces, easy. A hallway area here, and the master bedroom. So I'm going to begin with our powerful thorough vacuum to get as much debris out of the carpeting as possible. This area probably isn't as necessary as others. I'm extreme advocate of doing the most thorough vacuuming that you possibly can, because it's that debris that's in the carpeting that's causing the damage. And if you're leaving debris in the carpeting and performing hot water extraction or VLM, very low moisture cleaning, there's a potential that your pads and things are just going to cause damage to the carpets because you're grinding all that stuff in the carpets. So regardless of the method of cleaning that you're doing, the pre-vacuum is extremely crucial in my opinion, because if you're not doing VLM and you don't pre-vacuum and you're doing hot water extraction, you're turning stuff to mud. And unless, as fast as I see some guys work, they're not being thorough enough to get all that junk and debris out of the carpets. Especially if there are pets. I can fill up canisters and bags of pet hair easily, and compared to what I see, that gets picked up in a person or in the basket filter out in the van, it doesn't even compare to the amounts of debris that I can get out with a CRB and a vacuum. So here, obviously not that problem, but we are going to pre-vacuum because it's protocol. So we are going to do a very professional job. What we're probably going to do is we're going to do a low moisture in here, and then with agitation. I'm not sure if we're going to pull out the CRB yet. We might, just because the CRB is more thorough as far as getting sanitizing and that sort of thing. So we'll probably CRB it, and then we'll go back through and extract on very low water pressure, like maybe 150, 175. Last time I was here, the carpets did buckle, if I can remember right, a couple years ago, and makes me wonder why they trust me to come back again. But anyways, we're going to take the lowest form of moisture that we possibly can, and it looks like the carpets are loose and need to be stretched anyways, so hopefully they won't buckle too much while we're working on them. But anyways, that is what we are going to be doing here. Alright, so I thought this notable. One of the reasons, or one of the other reasons for why we do the benefits that we get from our carpet cleaning, or from our pre-vacuum, is that we can inspect the carpet. So there's like a red spot there that I just ran into, and there's a red spot here, and a little bit there. So we're just taking note of all of these things so that we can come back and treat them properly as we are doing our cleaning process. Alright, we've just finished phase 1 of our 3-phase cleaning process, which is a very thorough pre-vacuum. We did move the furniture out of the way to get the carpeting, because usually food and crumbs and that sort of stuff always get below the couches, so that those almost inevitably, there's a bunch of debris and stuff underneath furniture that should probably be vacuumed up, regardless of the fact that there's traffic under the couch. Just vacuum it up because it's part of your job. So we did that. Main focus areas, again, transition areas around carpeting, where carpeting meets, floors. And that is the main transition area. So we make sure that, all of us gets a triple, quadruple pass with our vacuum. And then we make sure that we get the hallway good because, this is a traffic area, as well as in front of where furniture is. You can kind of make out where traffic areas are, and you just make sure that you give those extra vacuums as well. Now, talking to my buddy James Edwards out in North Carolina with the word steaming, we have been discussing issues with that we've come across with vacuuming, because we realize that we can't clean efficiently without a good pre-vacuum, and it is literally impossible to rely on the customer to do any pre-vacuuming, because we're finding out that if you do a lot of apartments and those sort of things, I would say that 90% of apartment owners or renters, and renters in homes in general, are usually running around with Walmart vacuum cleaners. We've even tested a few, not that there's anything wrong with Walmart vacuum cleaners, although we've tested a few and noticed that they're not even picking debris up off the carpet. So whether or not that is the renter not maintaining their vacuum cleaner, like maybe the beater bars are completely covered in hair, or maybe the filters are all jammed, what have you, we go and test and say, oh yeah, we pre-vacuum. You look at the carpets and they don't look pre-vacuumed. This is what carpet looks like when it's pre-vacuumed. You don't see debris and hair all over the place. We've even taken vacuum cleaners and, plugged them in to go over something and over and over and over and over, and it wasn't picking anything up. So, I think that my conclusion from now on is that pre-vacuum is mandatory, regardless if the customer pre-vacuums or not, just because I can't, I don't expect everybody to have an expensive vacuum cleaner. That's not the deal. The deal is that I need to maintain a specific standard of clean, and I can't do that by relying on the customer to make that happen. So I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are. Leave comments below. What do? Do you just pre-vacuum? Do you allow the customer to pre-vacuum? Does their vacuum cleaner matter? In my opinion, all those things contribute to the quality of work that you're actually going to be able to produce in the end as far as results go. So for me, I pull out the vacuum and I just vacuum. No discounts for having carpets pre-vacuum, because I have to pre-vacuum anyways, so it's just worked in. Okay, we are moving on to phase 3. Phase 2 of our cleaning process. And what that is that we take our solution that we have here, and we, using this multi-sprayer, we disperse it amongst the floor pretty evenly. It doesn't go on real heavy at all. Sort of like if you're using like a garden pump-up sprayer or something, just, lay it down. Okay, enough to cover the carpet fibers, but not enough to totally soak them or anything. And out of experience, this is the best way of getting the curtains up that I can come up with. There's probably better ways of doing it. I just do this because I have eaten them up in my machine before, or once. It only takes one, and then you're like never again, and so you're always doing what you can to get them up and out of the way. So we get this drapery up, and then we'll probably just put it back down when we're done, you know, once we get the machinery through here, so that the carpets are exposed without the risk of tearing the draperies off of the curtain rods, or in this case we'd probably pull the entire curtain rod down, who knows. This one looks very well mounted. A lot of the cheap ones, they almost use like a bathroom rod. It's more like a spring-loaded thing going between the window seals there, and you pull on that and it rips the whole thing down. Anyways, not exactly like that, but you get the idea of cheap. This is not cheap. So anyways, we are going to go through and we are going to pre-spray everything in the closet, and then we are going to take our CRB, which is part of the phase 2 process. For those of you who are not familiar with the CRB, it's got a couple counter rotating brushes under there, so that when we engage this machine, we are scrubbing the carpets. We're taking that pre-spray solution over there that we're going to be laying down, and we are dispersing it all throughout the carpet fibers. It's scrubbing the carpets with that solution. It's breaking residues and dirt and things like that that are attached to the carpet fibers, and breaking them loose, so that when we run our lines and hoses in for phase 3 to do our hot water extraction, we'll just use a tiny bit of water to basically suck all that suspended soils up off the carpets. So because we did a very thorough pre-vacuum, now we're doing a very thorough agitation. Very little water is needed because we're not having to rinse all the debris out of the carpets, because the debris is already out. So that is one of the benefits we get, and one of the benefits to the homeowners, that the carpets dry super fast. I mean, typically with VLM cleaning, you're talking about 45 minutes or so anyways to dry. With the VLM agitation, dry debris removal, and all that, and a hot water extraction at low water pressure of about 150 to 200 psi, we're looking at a dry time of about under 2 hours. So you're getting the benefits of everything plus a very fast dry time. Okay, so part of the red that was in there was candle wax. It melted right out. You can see the red candle wax in there, so it absorbed it right into the towel. There's another red dot. It was right here. It looks like it came out, I don't know if you can even see it. To me, it looks like it came out about 98%. I can still see a little bit of hue in there. Sometimes, you know, regardless of what you do, you can't get stuff out totally 100%. And the same thing with this red dot here. I worked on it, and I don't really want to cause any color loss. So what I might do is just take a little bit of tan coloring and just kind of slightly try to blend that in a little bit. It looks pretty good the way it is. It doesn't stick out at all. You would never even be able to see it unless your eyes were trained to look exactly at that spot. But sorry about that. What I was going to say is that our phase 2 process of soil suspension is completed with our CRB. We did pre-spray everything, and then we went back through and we CRB'd it. And what that does, with the analogy of the dish sink and the dish soap, we're basically putting our cleaning solution on the carpet, and we're scrubbing it so that it could easily be rinsed right off, just like cleaning dishes in the sink with, you know, soap and a scrub pad. So, exact same thing. Treated everything, and now we're gonna go run our lines up in here, and we're gonna give it a quick steam clean. Okay, we've come upon phase 3 of our cleaning process, and what that is, obviously, is our steam cleaning. And once we do our steam cleaning, we are going to rake it out. So the steam cleaning is phase 3, and I'm contemplating calling our rake out phase 4, because the rake out actually has a purpose. It's not just to pull out the shark tooth patterns left behind by the wand or footprints left behind by working. It's also to dig in the channels into the carpet so that airflow can go through and dry them more quickly. So for everything, make sure you do everything with purpose and intent, or else you're just wasting your time. Alright, so if you happen to be in the Southeast Portland area, you can contact me directly for carpet cleaning. Jeffrey, 503-939-0534. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video. Later.